Okay, so good day, everyone. So today we will discuss about curvature. So somehow, when you say curvature of the graph, that is how the graph bends, no? So muna tong kuan. Yun yung ating tatalakayin ngayon. Okay? Okay, so our aim in this section is to obtain a numerical measure of how sharply a curve bends or how fast a curve changes direction as the independent variable varies. So kung yung independent variable natin is mag-iiba-iba, no? So how fast does the curve bends? Okay? So suppose that a curve C is given by the equation y equals f of x. No? So we have here the graph on the right hand side of our screen, the graph of y equals f of x, and that the function is continuous. So that means you can graph the function without lifting your pen, and has a second derivative. Okay, so at a particular point, p sub 0, the tangent line to the curve makes an angle with the horizontal line, which we call the angle phi, no? So yung every point dito sa graph, say for instance, dito na point, no? Makaka-create tayo ng tangent line actually. No? So every point here in a continuous graph has a tangent line. So ano yung tangent line? Yun yung line na kung ano na nagko-cross sa ating graph at one point only. So itong line na ito, meron if we draw a horizontal line, no, across this point, then yung angle na naki-create ng tangent line at ng horizontal line, yun yung angle phi natin, no? So dito sa baba, meron din dito. Okay? And alam naman natin na yung slope ng tangent line, no, is yung derivative actually, no? Yung tinatawag natin na derivative. Okay? So from the definition of the derivative, we have tangent of phi is equal to f prime of x sub 0, or more generally, we have phi of x equals arctan of f prime of x. So at a point P, the way phi changes as P moves along the curve, uh, along the curve is, ano to? Okay. And sharpness of the curve, and obviously phi is a constant for a straight line and it changes slowly and bending gradually and very rapidly for a curve bending sharp. Okay? Okay, so ito yung general na definition at formula ng curvature. So yung curvature is it is denoted by this Greek letter kappa. Okay? And the curvature of an arc is the rate of change of an angle phi with respect to the arc length s, and that is d phi over ds. No, so yung curvature natin actually is yung pag-change ng or ang speed, no, ng pag-change ng ating angle with respect doon sa arc length, no? So last time nag-discuss tayo ng arc length, so meron tayong mga formula on how to get the arc length. So yung arc length, meron tayong formula for parametric equations at formula para sa yung the normal quote unquote, no, na equation. Okay, so if we have this given function y equals f of x, so we have y as a function of x, so the curvature is equal to the second derivative of f all over 1 plus the square of the first derivative, and the whole thing is raised to the 3 halves. Okay, so kailangan lang natin tandaan 'yan 'no, na gagamitin lang natin 'yan kung yung given is y is a function of x. Okay? And dito naman for a curve described by x equals g of y, no? So that means meron tayong x as a function of y. So the curvature is given by this formula. So actually, halos magkapareha lang yung formula ng curvature. Ang kaibahan nga lang is dito kung x is a function of y, no, so that is yung independent variable is a function of dependent variable. So ito yung kaibahan nila, no? So may negative yung formula. Yung kanina is walang negative. Okay? Ngayon naman, ang formula 'no, para sa pagkuha ng curvature, given yung parametric curve or equations ay ito yung formula. So we have, x prime times y double prime minus x double prime times y prime all over x prime square plus y prime square raised to the power of 3/2. Okay, so natapos na natin ma-discuss yung formula nung curvature if ang given is yung x as a function of y and y as a function of x at yung kung given is yung parametric equations, no? So, ngayon, tatalakayin naman natin kung paano i-compute yung radius of curvature. No? So yung radius of the curvature at a point P is defined by R equals 1 over absolute value of K. So itong R, ito yung radius ng ating curvature. At yung kappa, sorry, it's not K, it's kappa. So that is the curvature. No? So it's so the circle of curvature of C at the point P is defined to be the circle passing through P, okay, which has a radius equal to R and whose center lies on the concave side of the curve along the normal through P. Okay? So, ito yung ito yung nasa diagram natin. Kung nandito yung point P natin, okay, and that means ito yung tangent line natin, no? Na nagpa-pass sa ating point P, no? So yung radius ng ating curvature is actually a normal line, no? Normal line. So when we say normal line, that means perpendicular siya doon sa ating uh, tangent line. Okay? So that means meron tayong 90 degrees angle with this line. Okay? So that line is the radius. Yeah. And it is computed as 1 over the absolute value of the curvature. So the circle of curvature is also known as oscillating circle. Okay, so say for instance, given tayo is x equals a cosine t and y equals a sine t, where a is a real number. Okay, so what we have to do is to find the curvature of the circle. So solution, since given dito is yung parametric equations, no? So gagamitin natin yung formula ng curvature para sa parametric equations. Okay, so kailangan natin yung nung first at second derivative ng x at tsaka yung y. Okay, so we have x prime of t, so yung derivative ng x, that is negative a sine of t, then yung second derivative is negative a cosine of t. para naman sa y, so we have y prime equals a cosine of t and y double prime equals negative a sine of t. Okay, so according to the formula, we have x prime times y double prime minus x double prime times y prime. Okay, so ito yung uh, just substitute, so ito yung mako-compute natin. And if we simplify this one, no, kung titingnan natin, itong first term na to magiging positive, no, a square sine of t, sine square of t rather, no. Then dito naman sa kabila, okay, so magiging positive yan, positive a square cosine square of t. Okay? So, okay, so all over, that is positive a square sine square of t plus a square cosine square of t. And the whole thing is raised to the power of 3 halves. Okay? So, pag isi-simplify natin yung taas, ifa-factor out lang natin yung a square. So, pag na-factor out natin yung a square, ang matitira na lang is yung sine square t plus cosine square of t. And according to the Pythagorean identity, that is just equal to 1. So, meron tayong a square times 1. So, that will be a square all over same, no? Yung gagawin natin dito sa baba, magiging a square na lang siya, pero raised to the power of 3 halves. Okay? So, magka-cancel lang man yung 2 dito. So, magiging a cube na lang ang sa denominator. Sorry. So, erase ko muna. Okay. So, we have a square over a cube. And that is equal to 1 over a. Okay? And yung second example naman natin is y as a function of x. So we have y equals x squared. And we have to find the curvature of this parabola. So we know that this is the graph of the parabola, no? And at the origin, so yung kung sabihin natin origin, ibig sabihin yan is yung point natin is yung 0, 0. Okay, so differentiating y equals x squared, we get the following. So yung first derivative is 2x at yung second derivative is a constant function, no, which is equal to 2. So yung curvature ng ating function which is actually a function of x is equal to 2 over 1 plus the square of the first derivative raised to the 3 halves. And that is equal to 2 over 1 plus 4x squared raised to the 3 halves. And take note, ang ating kunin na curvature is yung point na nasa origin. Okay, so that means yung x value natin dito is equal to 0. So meron tayong kappa of 0, that will be 2 over 1 plus 4 times 0 square, and that is raised to the 3 halves. Okay? And that is equal to 2 over 1, and that is equal to 2. No? So yung curvature ng ating parabola at the origin is equal to 2. So actually, yung graph nito is a parabola that opens upward with vertex at the origin. No? So, that means yung yung oscillating circle natin is matatagpuan dito sa taas. Okay? So, yan yung yung oscillating circle natin. So another example, find the curvature and the radius of the curvature for the cycloid x equals 3 times theta minus sine of theta and equals 3 times 1 minus cosine theta, where theta is in between 0 to 2 pi, when theta is equal to pi halves. Okay, so alam naman natin na yung pi halves is in between sa 0 to 2 pi. So first, yung gagawin natin is, since parametric equations man to, yung given, so kukunin natin yung first at second derivative ng bawat given na parametric equations. So kung kukunin natin yung derivative ng x, so that will be x prime, which is equal to 3 times the derivative of theta is 1. So that's the derivative with respect to theta, okay? And the derivative of sine is cosine, positive cosine. Then, next is kukunin na naman natin yung derivative nito. So, meron tayong second derivative na. Okay. So, we have the second derivative of x. So, that will be equal to, okay, so, alam naman natin na ang derivative ng 1 is 0. So, yung derivative ng cosine is negative sign. So, magiging positive sign siya. So times 3, so we have 3 sine theta. And next is, ang derivative ng y is we have 3 times, so ito is magiging 0. And ang derivative ng negative cosine is positive sine. So meron tayong 3 times sine theta as our first derivative. Then, kukunin na naman natin yung derivative ng first derivative. So, meron tayong second derivative ng y. So, which is equal to 3 cosine theta. Then, just substitute it to the function, to the formula of curvature. And we obtain this one. Okay? So, how do we obtain this one? Okay, so, let's continue that one in the next slide. Okay, so nakita nyo, ito yung ating formula. No? Nag-substitute na ako. So, i-multiply lang natin itong 3 cosine theta dito, i-distribute lang natin. So, 3 cosine theta times 3, so we have 9 cosine theta. Then another one is 3 cosine theta times negative 3. We have negative 9 cosine square of theta. Minus, dito, we have negative, negative 3 sine theta times positive 3 sine theta. So, meron siyang negative 9 sine square theta. Okay? Then, sa baba naman, gagamit tayo ng yung expansion ng binomial. So, which is the square of the binomial. So, yung formula nito is yung a plus b square, which is equal to a square plus twice of a times b plus b square. Or kung meron tayong a minus b raised to the power of 2, so meron tayong a square minus twice of a times b plus b square. Okay? So, gagamitin lang natin yung formula na yun dito. So, this will become a square. So, yung a natin is 3. Yung b natin is 3 cosine theta. So, yung a square, so that is 9, minus twice the product of first and second. So, we have, what's the product of 3 and 3 cosine theta? That is 9 cosine theta. Then, times 2 pa, kay twice. Ang sabi ko kanina is twice. So, we have 9 times 2 is negative 18. Okay? Cosine theta. Plus the square of the last term. So, which is 3 square and cosine square. So, we have 9 cosine square of theta. Sa ikalawang factor, or no, it's ikalawang term. So, pag i-square natin to, so we have 9 sine square of theta. And again, if isi-simplify natin tong 9 cosine square of theta and 9 sine square of theta, that is equal to 9 times 1, which is actually 9, no? So, actually, pwede natin i-factor out natin tong 9 dito, no? Actually sa as din, no, pwede natin i-factor out yung 9 para ma-simplify natin. Okay? So, pag factor out ng 9, so meron tayo nito, negative cosine theta plus cosine square plus sine square theta. So, by the way, yung na-factor out sa taas is yung negative 9. Bakit negative 9? Para cosine square plus sine square yung dalawang term na ito, no? At magagamit natin yung identity. Likewise, dito magfa-factor din tayo ng 9, no? So we have cosine square plus sine square, and that is equal to 1. And so we have 1 times 9, so we have 9. Okay? And uh, okay, so let's proceed with the next step. So yung natira na lang sa taas is 1 minus cosine theta. Yung sa baba is, since 9 na lang man ito, yeah, plus 9, so meron kang 18. So, nag-factor out lang siya ng 18. So, we have 18 times 1 minus 18 cosine theta. Wala nang 18. 1 minus cosine theta na lang. Okay? Raised to the power of 3 halves. And alam naman natin, pag raised to the power of 3 halves, that is, uh, nag-square tayo, no? No, square root of the cube. Sorry. Square root of the cube. So, we have 18 times 1 minus cosine theta raised to the power of 3, then square root. Okay, so meron tayong square root. So, pag ah, distribute natin nito doon sa loob, so we have 18 cube and 1 minus cosine theta cube. So, lalabas yung 18 square, so magiging 18 na lang. At yung 1 minus cosine theta square lalabas din, so magiging 1 minus cosine theta na lang. Pero may matitira sa loob na 18 times 1 minus cosine theta kasi cube yun eh, no? So, yung naka-square lalabas. Okay? So, magka-cancel ito. So, of course, masisimplify mo rin ito. So, magiging, ah, ano to, negative, yeah, negative 1 half. Okay? Negative 1 half. Okay? And alam naman natin, itong 18 is just 9 times 2. So, lalabas yung square root ng 9, so which is 3. No? Then, sa baba, mayroong natirang 2. So, mayroon tayong 2 times 3. Okay? So, ang gagawin lang natin is isi-simplify pa natin lalo. So, we have negative 1 over 6 times square root of 2 times 1 minus cosine theta. Okay. And again, sa previous slide, no, when theta is pi over 2, so nakita natin yung curvature natin is a function of theta. So when theta is pi over 2, so isa-substitute mo lang yan dito. So alam naman natin yung cosine of pi over 2 is 0. No? So we have negative 1 over 6 times the square root of 2 times 1 minus cosine of pi over 2. So we have negative 1 over 6 square root of 2 times 1 minus cosine of pi over 2 is 0. Then we simplify this one. So we have negative 1 over 6 times square root of 2. Okay? Or pwede mo rin gamitan ng identity, no? Which is yung magmo-multiply ka lang ng 2 over 2 dito. So, meron siyang 4 over 2 na. Okay? Tapos, magiging, alam naman natin yung square root ng 4 is 2. So, lalabas yung 2 dito. So, ang matitira na lang is yung 1 minus cosine theta over 2. And alam naman natin na yung the square root of 1 minus cosine theta, that is sine of theta over 2. So, nandun yan sa trigonometric cheat sheet na binigay ko sa inyo sa group chat, no? So, this is an identity for half angle formula. Okay? So, we have negative 1 over 12 sine of theta over 2. Then, when theta is 0, so we have sine of 0 over 2. So, that is Yung sign ng zero is, yung sign ng zero is, sorry, yung theta pala is pi over 2. So, magiging pi over 4 na to. So, yung sign ng pi over 4 is square root of 2 over 2. So, pag in-evaluate mo yan, so magiging negative 1 over 6 square root of 2 na rin. Okay? So, uh, what I mean is ito, negative 1 over 12, yung sign ng theta of pi over 2, so magiging sign of pi over 4, so meron siyang square root of, okay, so ito na yun, no? So, meron tayong negative 1 over 6 square root of 2. And so, yung, ano, yung radius natin will be the reciprocal of the curvature. Okay, so alam naman natin na yung curvature is negative 1 over 6 square root of 2. So, we have the absolute value of the reciprocal. Sorry. So, magiging positive 6 square root of 2 kasi meron yung absolute value sa formula. No? Okay? So, I hope matatanda niyo yung formula, no, lalo na sa exam. Okay. So, next example is find the circle of curvature or oscillating circle to the parabola of y equals x squared at the point 1, 1. Okay, so from the result we obtained in the example number 2, no, yung kanina, ang curvature is equal to 2 over 1 plus 4x squared raised to the 3 halves. So, actually, yung point natin kanina is yung 0, 0. So, ito, yung point natin is yung 1, 1. Okay? So, when x is equal to 1, so 1 man yung x natin, so yun yung isa-substitute natin dito sa ating formula ng curvature. So meron tayong 2 over 1 plus 4 times 1 square raised to the 3 halves. And that will be equal to 2 over 5 square root of 5. And therefore, the radius of curvature at the point P11 is equal to yung absolute value ng reciprocal nito. Okay? So that will be 5 square root of 5 over 2. So sa sa pre-calculus ninyo sa senior high, alam natin na yung equation ng circle will be x minus h square plus y minus k square equals r square, no? Where yung point na h at k dito, o itong h at yung k dito, is the center, no? Ito yung center ng ating circle at yung r natin is yung radius. So meron tayong formula para sa radius which is yung absolute value reciprocal ng ating curvature. Okay, so paano natin makukuha yung center, no? So to find the center of the oscillating circle, consider first the circle with center at 1, 1. Okay, so kanina, yung point natin is 1, 1. So i-consider muna natin na yun yung center ng ating circle, oscillating circle. So ito, na-compute naman natin to, no? Yung radius is 5 square root of 2 over 2. It's 5 square root of 5. Sorry, it's 5 square root of 5 over 2. Okay, kamali lang. So, yung equation, no, yung equation kay yung center man is ito yung h at yung k. So, ito yung center. So, meron tayong x minus 1 square plus y minus 1 square which is equal to the square of the radius. So, we have 5 square root of 5 over 2 square. So, that is 125 over 4 square. Okay. So now, the slope of the tangent line to the parabola at point 1, 1 is, so ito yung slope. No? Alam naman natin na yung derivative ng y is 2x. No? Diba yun? Y equals x square. So pag kukunin natin yung derivative, we have 2x. Okay? So 2x. So yung slope niya at that point ng tangent line is at the point 1, 1. So, mag-substitute lang tayo ng 1 dito. So, we have 2 times 1, which is equal to 2. So, yan yung slope ng ating tangent line. So, hence, the equation of the normal line is normal line at P11 is equal to yung reciprocal, no? Pag equation ng normal line, that is reciprocal ng tangent line. So, since negative reciprocal, sorry. So, ito yung slope ng tangent line 2. So, ang negative reciprocal ng 2 is negative 1 half. Okay? So, meron tayong negative 1 half na slope. M sub 2. Lagay ko na lang M sub 2, that is negative 1 half. Tapos, meron tayong point na 1, 1. Okay? Point na 1, 1. So, paano natin makukuha yung equation ng normal line? So, using the point slope form. So, yung point slope form is ito yung point slope form. Y minus y sub 1, okay, equals yung slope m sub 2, kasi m sub 2 yung slope natin ng normal line, times x minus x sub 1. So, kita ninyo, ito yung x sub 1 natin, at ito yung x sub 2 natin. Okay. Y sub 2. Sorry, it's y sub 1, no? Not x sub 2. Okay? So, isa-substitute lang natin sa formula na ito. Tapos yung slope natin is negative 1 half. So, meron na tayong ganito. Okay? So, pwede rin na i-multiply mo both sides ng negative 2. So, meron kang negative 2 times y minus 1 equals x minus 1. Okay. So, substituting this equation, no, itong equation 1, uh, ito, isa-substitute natin dito sa equation 1, no, para magkaroon. So, that means itong x minus 1 magiging negative 2 times y minus 1, then naka-square. Okay? So, ito yon. Plus y minus 1 square, that is equal to 125 over 4. So, ito yon. So, isa-solve natin yung yung y square. Okay? So, kung i-evaluate natin to, so magiging positive 4 times y minus 1, then ito, sorry, square, plus y minus 1 square, no? So, meron tayong apat na may y minus 1 square, plus isa na may 1 minus 1 square, y minus 1 square. So, meron tayong 5, no? 5 na y minus 1 square. So, 5 times y minus 1 square. So, magiging 5, dapat 125 to, pero nag-divide ka both sides ng 5, no? So, or nag-multiply ka ng 1 over 5. So, magka-cancel yan. So, magiging 25 na yan. Okay? So, ito na, 25 over 4. So, which gives the solution y1 equals, so, i-square root lang natin to both sides, no? Pag square root natin, magiging plus and minus to. So, we have plus and minus, no? So, square root ng 25 is 5, at ang square root ng 4 is 2. So, we have 5 over 2. So, ito yon. Actually, plus and minus. So, meron kang positive 5 over 2 and negative 5 over 2. Then, transpose na, after mag-square root, so magiging y minus 1 na yan, equals plus and minus 5 over 2. So, ita-transfer mo lang yung 1 dyan. So, magiging positive 1 na yan. So, we have y equals 1 plus 5 over 2. And then, yung ikalawang y, value ng y is 1 minus 5 over 2. Kasi plus and minus. So, we have 7 halves and negative 3 halves. Okay? So, the concave side is to the left of the point P11. Bakit to the left? No? Kasi yung curvature natin is positive. Okay? So, naalala nyo kanina, nag-draw ako ng parabola. No? And since dito yung 1, 1, ito yung 1, 1. So, ito yung 1, 1 na point. So, ito yung oscillating circle natin. Dito nakalagay. So, it's on the left. No? On the left. Since yung curvature natin is positive. Hence, the center of the oscillating circle huh, is x sub c, y sub c, such that y sub c is equal to 7 halves. Okay, bakit 7 halves? No? Diba, sa nakita nyo kanina, no? Yung escalating circle natin is 7 halves at negative 3 halves. So, nakita natin na yung escalating circle natin is nandito sa taas ng ng x-axis. Wala sa baba, no? So, yung negative 3 halves nandito man yun sa baba ng x-axis. So, that's why yung kinuha lang natin na value ng y sa dumadalawa man yun. So, yung 7 halves lang. Okay? And to find the x value of the center, so isa-substitute isa-substitute lang natin to dito sa normal line na kinuha natin kanina. Okay? So we have yung y is 7 halves, so ito yon 7 halves equals negative 1 half x minus 1. And solve for x lang dayon, no? So solving for x, so we have x sub c equals negative 4. And therefore, the required circle of the curvature is uh, yung h natin, no? Which is yung x na part is negative 4 and yung k is equal to 7 halves. So yung equation ng circle natin is x minus h square plus y minus k square equals yung radius square. Okay? So yung h natin is negative 4, so magiging x plus na yan, no? X plus 4. Okay? Plus y, ang y natin is negative 7 halves, so we have negative 7 halves dito, square, equals yung square ng radius, so we have 125 over 4. So ito yun. Okay?